I've said it many times. Moving out into the country was one of the best decisions, if not the best decision I've ever made in my life. It changed the trajectory of a lot of things for me. When it comes to being, really debt free and financially independent and self sufficient. But uh, you have a lot of people, and I'm saying this time and time again, and as well, uh, just seeing people that's been on land for years, and I tell people over and over and over again, because it's a mentality thing. If you don't have an innovative spirit or mentality to work, or you haven't experienced any kind of real success out in the city, or where you were, you're not gonna go out into the country and rip it. Why? Because of the mentality and the mindset. And if people have poor mindsets, they're not going to do it. They're not going to get it done. And this is why I tell people, if you don't have the mind and the resources, don't move to the country. If you don't know how to fix a car or not willing to learn how to fix a car, don't move to the country. If you don't know how to build or fix things or frame it or any kind of skill set necessary to build a home, much less maintain a home, don't move to the country. If you don't have the ability to innovate and find some type of skill set or trade in order to uh, provide for you and your family, don't move to the country. And I say that because, again, you see the only jobs that are available in the country, these rural areas, are low slave wage jobs, Walmart jobs, meat packing jobs, um, uh, uh, Walgreens jobs, all of these little jobs. Even the work from home job, they don't pay well. I mean, you could be sitting at a computer for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, but they ain't paying you well. That's not good money. That's not enough money after taxes to really build or implement any kind of major infrastructure projects. So I say over again, you know how much a well costs? You know how much it costs for a well, not alone the mechanics or to dig a well or to maintain a well? Come on. I mean, I tell people all the time, and it's not only that. I tell people I'm seeing this manifest, of people that's moved out to the country and are failing miserably, are literally failing miserably. Why? Because they lack the skill set and the resources in order to really, really develop anything. So now you're in an impoverished situation. You're impoverished because you don't have the skill set, you don't have the resources. And if that's what you want to live, I'm not knocking that. If that's your deal, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. But a lot of people, what deters them from moving to the country is that they don't want to live in an impoverished situation. Um, and I tell you, you could be in poverty working at McDonald's in the city. At least you got running water. At least you got some type of heat source. I mean, you may be in the hood or something, but at least you got basic amenities, in that apartment or in that house that you may be renting. Um, Access to a local store, things like that. But, when you're in a situation where you move out to the country, it's a totally different ball game. And, I try and tell people time and time again, but they just don't want to listen. You don't want to end up like one of these people. You just don't. You want to seek wise counsel. You want to develop the resources and skill set in order to get it done. It took me 3 years from the time I decided to move to actually do the research, develop the basic skill sets, do the things necessary to prepare so that I can be successful out in the country. You don't see a lot of people doing that. You see a lot of people that get this religious spirit, right? They get this religious spirit on them, and they think that just because they can profess the name of their God that it's gonna make a difference. No, you got to put in the work. You got to do the due diligence, because without it, you'll end up in a pretty sad situation, like many folks are. The economy is not doing very well, as we know. The jobs are not very well. The pay is not keeping up with inflation. And what you're seeing is a lot of people, they can't build, they can't develop, they can't do anything because they lack the economic resources to do it, let alone the ability to develop any kind of business, anything, because they lack the business mind. Don't end up like one of these people. Um, Prepare, if you're going to move, to do your own due diligence and move right.